in the name of the one true God, the cosmic benefactor, who is kind. Tasin Meme. The following are elements of the enlightening code. We shall now render for you some of the story around Moses and Pharaoh as it actually happened, for the benefit of people who embrace this scripture. Pharaoh elevated himself in the land, dividing its people into rival groups. One of the groups he oppressed, slaying their boys while sparing their women. He truly was of the type that spreads iniquity. It became our wish to advantage those who were downtrodden in the land, by making them the leaders and making them fall heir to the land, and to give them governance and power in the land, thereby making Pharaoh and Haman and their military forces experience the outcome they always feared. To the mother of Moses, we divinely communicated, breastfeed him, and when you fear for his life, drop him into the river. Have no fear or grieve when doing so, for we shall return him to you. We are yet to make him a messenger of ours. Pharaoh's family picked him up, unaware he would become their adversary and bring them sorrow. Pharaoh, Haman, and their troops were in the wrong. Pharaoh's wife said, "He is a delight to my eyes and yours. Do not kill him. Perhaps he may benefit us, or we may adopt him as a son." However, they did not foresee. The heart of Moses' mother was filled with anxiety. She almost disclosed his identity, if we had not strengthened her heart, so that she could be among the embracers. And she said to his sister, "Follow him." So she watched him from a distance, while they perceived not. We made him refuse wet nurses. Then she suggested, "Shall I direct you to a family that will rear him for you?" So we returned him to his mother, in order to soothe her eyes and not grieve, and to know that God's promise is true. Sadly, though, most of them do not appreciate. And when he became accomplished, we gave him wisdom and knowledge. And this is how we reward the virtuous. One day, he entered the city unnoticed by its inhabitants. There he found two men fighting, one from his own persuasion and the other one from his enemy. The man from his persuasion sought his help against the one from his enemy, and Moses struck him, ending his life. Moses said to himself, "This was a devilish act. The devil is a blatant enemy that misleads." He said, "My Lord, I have indeed wronged myself. Please forgive me." His Lord did forgive him. He is the one who remains forgiving and kind. He said, "My dear Lord, because you have bestowed on me so much benefit, I shall never act in support of transgressors." The next morning, Moses was fearful and vigilant when he was downtown. But then he saw the same man who sought his help the day before, again crying out to him for help. Moses walked up to him saying, "It looks like it is you who are the troublemaker." When Moses tried to forcefully wrest away the one who was a rival type to both of them, the man shouted out, "Hey, Moses! Now you want to kill me too, like you killed another man yesterday. All you are looking for is to become a despot in the land. You have no wish to make peace." A man came rushing from the opposite side of town, anxiously telling him, "Dear Moses, the authorities are discussing you and are planning to execute you. You must leave immediately. I came here just to warn you." So he departed from there, fearful and vigilant, saying, "My dear Lord, help me against people who are oppressive." As he made his way to Midian, he said, "I do hope that my Lord will guide me along the correct road." When he arrived at the water wells of Midian, he found there a large group of people drawing water for their herds and flocks. At a distance from them, he found two women who were keeping back their flock. He asked them, "What is the matter with you two?" They said, "We cannot water our animals until the herdsmen drive home. Our father is a very old man." Then he watered for them, then withdrew to the shade and prayed, "My dear Lord, I am in desperate need of whatever good you might send for me." A while later, one of the two women returned to him. In a modest and shy way, she said, "My father invites you, so he can reward you for watering our flocks." When Moses came there and told him the whole story, He said, "Fear not. The people you escaped from are evil." One of the women spoke and said, "My dear father, hire him. It is always best to employ a man with strength and honesty." The old man said, "I want to offer you one of these 2 daughters of mine in marriage, on condition that you will be contracted to me for 8 grand fares. You could complete 10, but that extra 2 would be optional. I do not intend to unfairly overload you with work. You will find me, if God so wills, a decent man." Moses responded, "Let that then be the agreement between us. Whichever of the 2 terms I end up working, I trust there shall be no abusive treatment of me. Let us take God as the guarantor over what we pronounced." When Moses had fulfilled the term and was journeying with his family, he noticed a fire in the direction of the mountain. He told his family, "Stay here, I notice a fire. Perhaps I can bring back some news from it, or a burning ember to warm yourselves." When Moses reached there, a call was made from the right edge of the valley from a tree located in a blessed spot, saying, "Dear Moses, I am the one true God, Lord and sustainer of all the worlds. Throw down your staff." But when he saw it moving, as if it were a serpent, he turned and fled, with no thought of turning back. God said, "Dear Moses, do approach and have no fear. You are completely safe. Now place your hand inside your garment, and it will come out shining white without blemish. Then draw your arm close to your side to allay your fear. These, then, are 2 proofs from your Lord to Pharaoh and his elite. They are indeed a people caught in transgression." He said, "My Lord, I have killed a man among them, so I fear they will execute me. Also, my brother Aaron is better at speaking than me, so send him with me as a helper to back me up. I do fear that they will reject me." The voice from God replied, "We will grant you the backup of your brother. To both of you we grant authorization. Thus you shall both become impervious to them. With our evidence, you and those who follow you shall prevail." When Moses presented well-elucidated evidence and signs from us to Pharaoh and his elite, they responded with the words, "This is no more than crafty magic. The talk is something we have never heard, even as far back as our earliest ancestors." Moses responded with the words, "It is my Lord and sustainer who best knows who it is that conveys true guidance issued by him. He best knows who it is that is in possession of the future. He never allows the wicked to gain ultimate victory." Pharaoh declared, "My dear nobles, I know of no sacred authority for you other than myself. Fire up the clay ovens for me then, dear Haman, and build me a tower. This, so I may mount it and gaze upon the sacred authority of Moses, even though I most surely regard him as a liar." Arrogantly, and without the least good sense, did he and his mercenaries behave in the land. They assumed they would never return to us for judgment. And so we seized him and his mercenaries and cast them into the river. Behold then what happens in the end to those who commit evil. We turned them into leaders who rallied their followers to hell. No aid shall they receive on the day of resurrection. We made a curse follow them in this world. On resurrection day, they will find themselves among the despised. We gave Moses the code, after we had wiped out earlier nations. A code that would serve as enlightenment, as guidance, and as an act of compassion to make them achieve full consciousness. You were not present at the west side when we ordained the code upon Moses, nor were you among those who bore witness to it. Yet we brought about numerous nations with lengthy spans of existence. You were not one of the citizens of Midian, rendering our directives to them. But we did always send messengers of ours. Neither were you present on the Mount Sinai side when we called out to Moses. But you too art sent as an act of your Lord's grace to warn people to whom no warner has come before you. This so that they could gain full consciousness. Thus, if a calamity befalls them due to their actions, They cannot say, "Our Lord, if only you had sent us a messenger, we would have followed your directives and been among the embracers." Now, when truth came to them from us, they argue, "Why was he not given something similar to what Moses received? Did they not reject what was previously given to Moses?" Then they also say, "Both these two are forms of trickery that mutually support each other, and we reject both." Say, "Then produce a code from God that offers better guidance than these two, and I will follow it, if you are truthful." If they fail to meet your challenge, know then that what they are really after is satisfaction of their whims. Who then can be more lost than he who follows his desires, rather than the guidance of God? Indeed, God does not guide the unjust. We have conveyed to them the word so they may attain consciousness. There are those to whom we gave the code before this, who embrace it. When it is conveyed to them, they assert, "We embrace it. It constitutes the truth from our Lord." Even before its revelation, we were already submitters. These will be given their reward twice over, because they persevered. They fend off evil with good, and they invest socially out of that which we endowed them with. And when they hear absurdity, they ignore it and say, "For us are our strivings, and to you yours. Peace on you." We have no interest in those who are socially unconscious. You cannot guide whom you love, but God guides whom he wills. He knows best those who are guided. They say, "If we were to follow the guidance along with you, we would be torn away from our land." But have we not given them a secure sanctuary to which are brought the fruits of all things, as a provision from us? Sadly, though, most of them do not appreciate this. How many a city did we not wipe out that fell into social decadence? There lies their dwellings, uninhabited after them, but for some exceptions. In the end, only we shall possess all. Your Lord never wiped out these towns before he commissioned a messenger within them to relay to them our directives. We would not destroy a town unless its people proved themselves to be wicked. Remember that whatever you are given for now is but for the passing enjoyment of life in this world, and for its embellishment, whereas that which is with God is so much better and more enduring. Will you not, then, think logically? Is then he to whom we have given that fine promise which he shall see fulfilled on his resurrection, comparable to one on whom we have bestowed all the enjoyments of this worldly life, but who, on resurrection day, will find himself among those that shall be arrested by us? For on that day he will call unto them, and will ask, "Where now are those falsely co-opted figures alongside God, which you dreamt up?" Whereupon those against whom the point shall be fully proven shall say, "Our dear Lord, these people whom we made go wrong, we did so while we ourselves were going wrong. Today we dissociate ourselves fully from those who used to worship us." And it shall be said to them, "Call unto your figures you co-opted alongside God." Then they will call unto them, but they will not answer them, and they will behold the punishment. If only they had accepted guidance. That day he will call unto them, saying, "How did you respond to those who brought you the message?" But all arguments and excuses will by then have been erased from their minds, and they will not be able to obtain any helpful answer from one another. Still, anyone who repents and embraces truth while acting righteously may yet find himself among the triumphant in the life to come. Know then that your Lord creates whatever he wills. He chooses for mankind whatever is best for them. Far beyond is he, and high above the figures they falsely co-opt with him. Your Lord knows what people keep secret and what they make public. He is the one true God, aside which there is none other worthy of worship. Unto him all praise is due, at the beginning and at the end of time. With him rests all judgment, and unto him shall you all be brought back. Ask them this. Think about this. If the one true God left nighttime continuous over you until resurrection day, which other God, other than the one true God, will bring back light for you? Will you then not pay heed? Ask them this. Think about this. If the one true God left daytime continuous over you until resurrection day, which other God, other than the one true God, will bring back nighttime for you to rest? Will you then not see? It is out of his grace that he brought about for you night and day. This, so that you might rest therein, as well as to seek what you need of his bounty. Hopefully, you will show gratitude. That day he shall address them, asking them, "Where are the figures you co-opted with me, the ones you dreamt up?" They shall remain silent, for by then we shall have drawn a witness from within each community. To these we shall have said, "Produce your proof for what you have been claiming." Then they shall come to know that the truth lies with God. That which they invented, besides God, will have forsaken them. Korah belonged to Moses' people, but he rebelled against them. Great treasures did we grant him, so much that keys to his treasures alone would burden men of strength. There came a time when his people said to him, "Do not flout your great wealth. Surely Allah dislikes the flouters. Seek the life hereafter with what God has given you, and do not neglect the share you must carry in this world. Do good, as God has done good to you, and refrain from causing corruption in the land. God indeed dislikes the corrupt." He replied, "All of this I acquired through my own ingenuity." Did he not know that God had destroyed before him nations that were mightier and wealthier than he was? But they shall not be questioned about the crimes of other transgressors. And so Korah stepped out in front of his people in all his pomp. Those fixated on the life of this world would say, "Wow, if only we had what Korah was given. He truly owns a fortune that is ceaseless." But those who had been granted true knowledge said, "Shame on you. Merit in the sight of God better for he who embraces truth and acts righteously. But none shall achieve this, but those who maintain fortitude." So we made the earth swallow him and his mansion. There was no body of people to help him against God, nor could he defend himself. Those who wished for his position just the day before began to say, "How amazing it is to see how God extends good fortune to whom he wills of his subjects, or restricts it. Were it not for God's good will towards us, he would make the earth swallow us." Alas, those who obscure truth shall assuredly never prosper. That promised home in the life hereafter do we make for those not yearning for grandeur on earth, nor turmoil. The final outcome therefore favors those who practice discretion. He who promotes what is good reaps greater good. As for the one who promotes evil, evildoers reap nothing but evil. He who ordained the Qur'an upon you will bring you back to the place of return. Say, "My Lord knows best who comes with guidance and who is in manifest error." Now, as for yourself, you could never foresee that this code would be offered to you. Yet it did come to you by thy Lord's grace. Hence, absolutely never act in furtherance those who obscure truth. Never ever allow them to restrict you from God's directives after they have been revealed to you. Instead, rally people to your Lord, while never ever being of those who co-opt false gods. Never call on any supposed divine authority other than the one true God. No divine authority is there but he. All shall perish but his piercing presence. To him belongs rulership, and towards him you shall all be returned.